Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to Storytime with Mama. Oh, my goodness. It's so good to see you all. It's always great to see you. Every week, we're coming to you with awesome stories. And of course, it's Pride Month. We're celebrating with our rainbow. And I have my trans flag up here. And I have my Love Accepted Wanted fan back there. How is everyone doing? I hope you're doing wonderful. Yes. It's so exciting. It's good to see all my friends out there. I think I'm going to get right into stories today. How about that? So the first story I'm going to be reading is This Day in June. It's by Gayle E. Pitman and illustrated by Christina Litton. Couldn't read it backwards. And this won a Stonewall Book Award. So we're just going to get right started. Are y'all ready? All right. This day in June. Parades start soon. Rainbow arches and joyful marches. Looks like they're getting ready for Pride. Yep, even got the ladies on the motorcycles down there. Joyful arches. All right. Excuse me. Rainbow arches and joyful arches. Rainbow arches and joyful marches. Absolutely. Motors roaring, spirits roaring. Look at those ladies on bikes. Look at all those people in the crowd cheering them on. Getting ready for a Pride Parade. Have you ever been to a Pride Parade? I have. I've been to many. Had a chance to be in many Pride Parades. I have. Voices chanting and even doggies panting. Look at the little doggies. Evie always goes to Pride Parades with me too. You see all the wonderful signs back there? Equality. Yeah. The one sign says, I love my gay son. Another one says, proud parents. That's awesome. Chad is in leather. It's perfect weather. Sometimes you see people wearing different things. Yeah. Artists painting and sisters sainting. The sisters. I know some of them. They've done a lot for the LGBT community. It's kind of like us, where we raise money for people in need. They have really cool makeup. Banners swaying and children playing. Love, not hate. Look at the pretty pink colors. Oh my gosh. I love it. She's all in pink. It's pretty cool, huh? Dancers jumping and music pumping. Yep. Lots of parade stuff going on. If you went to a Pride Parade, you hear all the music coming from the floats. It's usually really loud. People are jumping around and dancing. There was a mermaid. Did y'all see the mermaid there? Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Sidewalk shaking and tummies aching. Yeah, sometimes your tummy aches because it's so hot, or the music is really loud, or you've eaten too much good food, yummy food. See the bands playing there? Look at that person doing a cartwheel. Looks like they're cheerleaders. Painted ladies and crying babies. Sometimes there's babies there, right? And children of all ages. And maybe you see me there sometime as a painted lady, huh? Got people out there telling people to vote. Pretty smart, right? We want equality for everyone. Fancy dresses, flowing tresses. I think we're to the drag queen part. Oh my goodness, look at all those drag queens. That's amazing. Look at her and her red hair. Yep. Look at her glasses. She's got like a big peacock headdress going on there. Loving kisses, so delicious. Oh, look at everyone's hugging and kissing, and they're so happy. I love it. People getting married. People can love who they want, right? Yeah. All invited and all are excited. We want everybody to come to Pride, right? We want them to celebrate diversity and equality for everyone. Those are some cool shoes. On this day in June, we're all united. Look at that. Everybody's united. You know what united means? It means everybody is all together as one. That's pretty cool. All right. And that was On This Day in June. And it was by Gayle E. Pitman and illustrated by Christina Litton. That was pretty cool, seeing drag queens and all kinds of people in there, right? Well, I'm going to read you another little story. I'm going to keep reading all week, all of our weeks in June about people in Pride. And I want to tell you a little story about some people in Pride. And this book is written by and illustrated by Elijah Haswell. Yep. I'm going to tell you a story about Ruth C. Ellis. That's a pretty picture of Miss Ruth, isn't it? I think it is. So Ruth was born in 1899. My goodness, that's a long time ago. And she died in 2000. Wow. She was old when she passed away. I wonder what she did. So let's hear a little story about Ruth C. Ellis. To a world, she was a successful businesswoman. But behind the scenes, she was a community organizer. Ruth Ellis was an open lesbian. Everyone knew she was a lesbian. She was African American born in Detroit in 1899. She spent 101 years living proudly and acting change to help others do the same. She came out in 1915 and graduated from high school in 1919. Can you imagine in 1915 her being an out lesbian African American woman? That had to have been hard back then. At that time, fewer than 7% of African Americans were able to graduate from high school. So she was one of 7% that ever was able to do it back then. And at the time of her death, many considered Ruth as one of the oldest lesbian activists in America. It sounds like it. If she came out in 1915, my goodness. When Ruth was 38, she opened the Ellis and Franklin Printing Company. Her partner, Cecilian Franklin, in the front room of her home, became the first woman in the state of Michigan to own a printing business. That's amazing. They spent their days printing flyers and posters and stationaries out of the parlor of their house. And their house became a Detroit youth gay spot in the early 1930s. Oh my goodness, their home was open to young gay people in the 1930s. That is amazing. Her desire was to support youth in her community, and it didn't even stop after she died. Ruth Ellis Center honors her life by working and serving one of only four social service agencies in the United States dedicated to helping homeless LGBTQ plus youth. I didn't know that. I just learned something. Their services include a drop-in center, street outreach programs, traditional living programs, and licensed foster care home. Wow. And it started as early as the 1930s. That's a long time ago. Gay people have to get there just like anybody else. We need businesses. We need scientists. We need chemists and all things like that. If we could get more gay people in our politics, I think it would help a lot. Try to love people Have a happy life, and you can be happy in this crazy world, by Ruth Ellis. Oh my goodness, I learned something new today. That Ruth C. Ellis was an African American lesbian. She was an activist. She owned her own printing company. She opened her home in the 1930s to LGBTQ plus people. That's so inspiring. That makes my heart happy. That even back then, despite of probably a lot of problems and struggles, she was able to open her life and her home to people, to all people. Isn't that amazing? What a great story. I would say, Ruth C. Ellis, thank you. Thank you, Ruth, for all that you did. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine the LGBTQ plus youth that were touched through your life. That's amazing. Do y'all want to hear one more story of someone? I think we can read one more story about someone in history. How about we read about our friend Marsha Pay It No Mind Johnson? Do y'all know who she is? I talked about her a couple weeks ago. She helped with the Stonewall uprising, yeah? She was born in 1945 to 1992. You see, Marsha P. Johnson was an African-American transgendered woman. She was passionate about LGBTQ plus rights. She was a drag queen, and she had a loud voice for low-income, gender non-conforming people of color. She was celebrated her 25th birthday at the Stonewall Inn when the police began to harass them and arresting patrons. Remember we talked about that? She was also known as the mayor of Christopher Street in New York for her actions at Stonewall. In the years that followed, when questioned about her gender, Marsha would point out her middle initial, P, and reminded people, pay it no mind. Interesting. Marsha often modeled for Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol was an artist, and that's interesting. I didn't know that. And is regarded as a true drag mother due to her immense involvement in the drag scene. She helped a lot of drag performers back then. Alongside with Sylvia Rivera, Marsha P. Johnson co-founded STAR, an organization dedicated to street activism amongst transgender and gender non-conforming communities. In 1973, Johnson and Rivera were banned from New York City Pride. Can you believe that? The gay and lesbian organizers claim it gave them a bad name. They retaliated by peacefully and defiantly marching in front of the parade. Marsha P. Johnson is recognized as the founding member of the Gay Liberation Front and was an organizer for the AIDS activism organization ACT UP. You see, Marsha P. Johnson said, "How many people have to die in these two little statues we put in the park to recognize gay people? How many years has it taken to realize that we were all brothers and sisters and human beings of the human race?" Wow. Marsha, thank you. Thank you for what you did for our community. Even when our own community didn't accept you, you fought for us and you fought for our rights. Thank you. So many people don't know that Marsha and Sylvia were the forefront. They were right up there during the uprising at Stonewall that helped start our pride celebrations that we have today. So I say thank you. That had to have been hard. It had to have been really hard. And so many of us in the world today are trying to stand up for other people's rights and other people's freedoms. And I thank you. I thank you for that. Well, did you enjoy those stories today and learning something new? I know I did. I actually did not know those couple things that I learned about Ruth C. Ellis and Marsha. So, as always, I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I look forward to every week being here with you and seeing you chat with me and me getting to read these stories to you. please make sure you like and share our videos and tell people about it. And as always, I love you all. And never forget that you are loved, accepted, and wanted no matter who you are. Have a great weekend. Bye.